Right, we're going to show you today our virtual measuring guide. I'm Dulcie, as many of you may know, and this is our seamstress Rebecca, who would normally be measuring you if you came to visit us in-house, but we're going to do things here to show you at home, and hopefully you can follow our guide. Yeah. So Becca's going to talk you through. I'm going to be the model today, and hopefully it'll be a lot more clearer for you when it comes to you measuring yourselves.
Yes.
Perfect. Right, where should we start, Rebecca?
So I always start with putting the elastic around the waist, just so that that's all in place.
And where does that sit?
This sits on the sort of narrowest point, you know, just on your waistline where it feels comfortable, just where it kind of dips in, and kind of feel that. When someone's putting it on for you, you know, just get them to confirm that it's in the right place. It feels comfortable.
Perfect.
Yeah, is that good?
Yeah, all good.
Okay.
Right, so starting on the measurement sheet, which I have sent you in advance, we work through them one by one. So the first point is the
neck.
Neck
So we're
size.
going to get the neck size. So this is at the base of the neck. We just measure, not too tight, but we just kind of measure and hold our finger in between the neck and the sort of tape. So you just want to have enough space that your finger can kind of, you know, fit in. So it's not too tight. Just use your finger as a gauge to kind of give it that ease, if that makes sense. The looseness.
Yeah. So a high neck point.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So that's just at the base.
And what's the next step?
So the next we've got upper chest. So the upper chest is above the bust. So to get this, we just measure around and down and above. And again, I've got my finger sort of in between chest and the tape to kind of give it that ease so that it's not too tight. Okay.
Perfect.
So now we're doing the chest, which is
Completely across the bust.
Yes. So that's
okay.
Kind of similar, but just make sure you go just over the bust.
Like when they do your cut measurements, when you're having your bra fitting done, similar to that.
Yeah, and it's always best when you have your arms down to get this measurement. Yeah,
perfect. And
the
next
next one is half chest. So this is similar to the full bust, except it's just across the front. So we get this from armpit to armpit, just the point. You know, not
tuck in the crease bit.
Yeah, just kind of where the crease of the arm starts, and then that goes across the bust to the exact same point on the other side.
Yep, that's all clear. And we're measuring this in centimetres, by the way, just to help you.
So what do we have? Okay, so centre half bust, also quite similar, except this is just from the nipple point to each point. So you can kind of gauge that.
Yep.
Yeah. Right, so then we have the bust height, which we start from the neck. The good thing about the measuring sheet that we'll be sending out, it does have a sort of guide underneath it.
Yeah,
so,
got little descriptions to help you as you go along.
So this is from the neck point down to nipple. That's just straight down.
Yeah, so it's sort of just the edge of your neck downwards.
And
next one.
Right, so this is the waist. So the good thing about putting the elastic here is to know exactly where we measure the waist. So yeah, that's just to help guide that, make sure that's in the right place. And
helps it stop moving about, because sometimes you think, oh, it's a bit higher than what it is on the last time because you're stretching up and moving. So keep that at the main point. Perfect.
And then we've got hips. So
yeah,
with the hips, we want the widest part. So if you just turn right, you'll see just straight inside. So we want the widest part of the hip to where it comes out the most, around the bum. Make sure that that's measured correctly. If you can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The biggest part is the bit where you sit down. We've got that measurement so that as your dress expands, we've got enough room so it's not going to sit and rip around the hips. Especially that's the point where we all put on a lot of weight as well. So it's one to watch.
Okay. We've also got a top hip measurement as well, which is it's generally is where the top where you sort of measure for a top half of the
so where it sits at the bottom.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So kind of generally the length of a top.
Okay.
So that is a bit above where we just measured.
Yeah, that's the lower hip before.
Yeah.
That's the higher hip.
So
that sits there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now we've got the back. This is the half back. So like we did on the front, we've got point of the just to the edge of the arm.
Yeah.
And the same on the other side. Just the widest part of the back. And then we've got the shoulder. It often helps to be wearing something that fits comfortably on the when you're generally on the shoulder when you're wearing something. It doesn't so much matter everywhere else, but just to get the a comfortable shoulder width, maybe wear a shirt or something that feels comfortable.
Boy puff sleeves. That's yeah.
Yeah. So it's from the base of the neck again to the kind of
curve point.
Yeah, the round part of the shoulder. Yeah. But like I said, if you've already got something that feels comfortable there, it's easier to take this measurement. So that's
perfect.
So front length to waist. This is from the neck point, and we want to take this measurement round the bust and underneath it, and then straight down to the waist point. If you're using something that's quite wide, like this is a wide elastic, I generally tend to go to below it. I take the measurement below the width of the elastic. So instead of stopping just where it starts, I stop where it ends.
Sort of where your belly button is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you could use something thinner, and that would give you, you can sort of measure it to sit right on that. But because we've got how wide is this? That's 1 centimetre wide. I just drop it to below that.
Perfect. Yeah, that makes sense.
And so the same on the back. Yeah, so we've got neck point again, and we just go straight down, just try to follow the curve of the body, and take it to the bottom of the elastic. Across front. All right, so across front is 13 centimetres down from the neck point to wherever that stops on the body.
Yes, normally sort of above the bust, below the shoulder, in between that point. Okay.
And so once I've gotten that measurement, 13 down, I kind of bring my tape to that point and just take that full measurement there.
That's what
so
going across the body.
So that's the cross front. So we measure 13 down from there, and then just kind of across. You can gauge that. If you want to be sure, just you can pin that area, and then but just on average.
It's a rough guide, isn't it?
Where that starts, yeah. Side length. So the side length is under the armpit down to the waistline. So what we do is just kind of
armpit crease again.
Yeah, I mean you don't want to get too
low.
Yeah, actually, what's a good method is to put
pencil or ruler underneath.
Yeah, you can put. Yeah, exactly, and then just measure that. And then, so that it's not too high up, it just feels right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we've got the upper arm width, so this is the widest part of the arm. So what we do to get this is make sure that you're, rested, because your arm kind of gets a bit
squadges down, wasn't it?
Yeah, so we just want to make sure that's rested before you take that measurement.
Okay. I don't know about you, but that's the point where most things I buy, I obviously haven't got the average size arm, and it pinches quite a lot on the width of my arm. I'm sort of small bodies, but I don't have the arms to match, so it can come up quite short. Yeah. So that's a good place, especially if tailored clothing, to have that measure to you, because we all come up at different shapes and sizes. Yeah, and it'll make it comfortable so you can move and you're not going to stretch your back out in the dress.
And you want to also sort of remember, not to pull the tape too tight, keep your finger in between the body and the tape, so you've got that gap to kind of allow for ease.
Perfect.
So we just do the wrist, that's just around the base of the arm. In
case you have a full length sleeve. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And a really important one as well is the palm. So that's the widest part of the hand that we're measuring. And if you just relax, just get that measurement as well, just around it.
That's good for if you have peplum sleeves or a long flowing sleeve, that we know it can sort of fit around that.
Yeah. And then, sleeve length. So to get the sleeve length, we have to just sort of bend the arm a little bit, because so that would change if you imagine, that would change the length of it. So to ensure that it doesn't come up too short, you want to have your arm bent, and then so if I do that again, you just start from the top of the
side.
Top of the shoulder point. Top of the shoulder point, just the rounded part, and then
move down to the elbow, hold it there.
Yep, and then just
curve it round,
just like that, and then you've got a good length for when it's.
That'll be more accurate, because if you measure it going down, you haven't got that bend, haven't you? So it's going to come up shorter.
Yeah. And then we've got the dress point, which is so we take it from the neck again.
Is it to the length of the dress?
Sorry, this is the length.
Okay, so you need to determine where you would like it to sit. Most people stay sort of on the knee. So what we do is we take it to that point, and normally in fitting, to make it a little bit longer, we can shorten it. If you're having a virtual fitting, we will work to that measurement. So make sure you're confident that's where you want your dress to sit.
Yeah. So to take this, it's kind of similar to the sort of one we did earlier, where we do it around the bust and then curve under, past the waistline, and then to whichever desired length you want. And we always allow for a bit extra length, so just kind of do it to roughly where you want, and then that can always be
altered after, can't it? It's better to go a little bit longer than too short.
Yeah.
So work that, and that's it, I think.
Yeah, that's it.
That's all the measurements. So it seems like quite a lot. It's 23 in total, but work through them slowly, bit by bit. If you're not sure of any, we can guide you through them, but hopefully this will make it a lot clearer, and hopefully we can welcome you into the atelier soon if we haven't met you before. So good luck with your fitting. Do contact if you need anything, but you should be fine. We've got good faith, and we'll speak to you soon.
Yeah.